The subfield of linguistics, called semiotics and pragmatics, looks at how we convey meaning through words and phrases, both written and spoken. The same principle, but through nonverbal cues, is called semiotics. This theory was first proposed by Roland Barthes. He studied this theory until 1980 when he died being struck by a laundry truck. Wait, what? Struck by a laundry truck. Odd information to include. Moving on. Let's take a look at the parts of a sign. The first part is called the signifier. This encompasses, or this is the item in which the meaning is placed on. The next part is called the signified. This is the actual meaning, and this is the item, the nonverbal cue. Both of these combine to create our sign. However, this is not the entire picture. To understand the full picture, we need to look at both denotative signs and connotative signs, and how they work as a system together to create this network of signs. So what can happen is that the sign from our original signifier and signified can become the signifier of a new sign. This original sign is called the denotative sign. This new signifier, coupled with the new signified, the new meaning, separate from the original sign, creates a brand new sign. This is called the connotative sign. The connotative sign, by definition, because it has a new meaning and creates a new sign, loses the history. Therefore, it is harder to figure out what it is because it just tends to go without saying, quite literally. Most of the signs that we see in our everyday life are connotative signs. They are things that when we see them, we just know what they mean because they have lost their original history. These two different kinds of signs combine to create a network of signs that are integrated into our everyday lives. Take a look at this logo. How do you feel about this logo? Do you feel a sense of American pride? A sense of toughness? That's not by mistake. Marketing plays heavily into commercials because they use different things like this, different signs to create meaning to us. This idea of America and toughness built into a truck is very much on purpose so that you want to buy that. Barthes said that the mythic sign, also called the connotative sign, was always representative of the dominant values in a given society. However, because the connotative sign has lost its history, it is up to the semiologist to figure out what is the meaning being conveyed. This process is called deconstruction. This also plays into the main critique of the theory of semiotics. Is the connotative sign, the mythic sign, always representative of the dominant values? To answer this, let's take a look at real-life people reacting to two signs that play a big role in society today in America. Would you please tell me your name?
Hi, my name is Naomi Samuel.
My name is Audrey.
My name is Jessica Murphy. Daniel Keller.
Now, if you would please, press the spacebar and you will see an image.
Ah, fuck. I mean, yeah, you wanted me to say that, right? Yes, okay. It is a hat. It says, "Make America Great Again." It is red.
Okay.
Can you please tell me your thoughts on this?
I'm not happy. Just kind of angry.
Why is it that you are angry?
Because it symbolizes everything that I hate about our times right now.
No, I mean, it's just like, okay, here's
It just immediately bums me out. I think, yeah.
Definitely associated with the Trump presidency and or campaign. Yeah, probably not super aligned with my political beliefs, and I understand how some people who feel that they've been ignored by the general public could rally behind this cry, but I feel like Make America Great Again is unnecessary, because why don't we just say Make America Great? If we go backwards, it's not really called progress. The whole point of progress is moving forward.
This image's connection to the creation of this thing, that I do not agree with. But the idea of constant improvement, always working to be the best version of yourself, I'm cool with that.
Well, from my understanding, it was actually taken from Ronald Reagan's presidential slogan, "Let's make America great again." So I think like its origins don't really align with it, and like I think the culture surrounding it is a lot of working class white individuals who have been led astray by people that they think are, you know, working hard for them, and also represents or is behind a lot of racism and oppression itself. And the people who wear these hats know what they do, and I think some of them know not what they do.
The horrible things we're doing to immigration, and when I see this, I think about kids in cages that will be permanently traumatized, and I think about people that are losing their health care. It's like, it just makes me angry.
Go ahead and push the down arrow again. Can you tell me your thoughts on this image?
Fuck yeah, is my thoughts on this image.
I'm pleased.
I see a group of individuals exercising their right to free speech. I believe that abortion is murder, because it is killing an individual. Illegalizing abortion would do more harm to our society as it stands than good. I wish it wasn't that way, but that's how I feel.
This is a really difficult topic to discuss because there are two opinions about abortion. You think it's killing a baby, or you don't. From a scientific standpoint, if we can't keep it alive, the unborn infant alive with modern medicine and with like throwing everything at it, if there's no documented case of us being able to save it, and the parent thinks that the child will be born into a bad situation or an unhappy situation or an unsafe situation, I think that they should have the right to choose, because at that point, medically, it isn't a child, it is a collection of cellular tissue.
Access to abortion is so important. I think, I mean, there's a ton of people out there who do believe that it is killing an individual, and that's a perspective that I can understand, but I think what that group doesn't understand is that a lot of the white old men in power who are saying that abortion is not okay and that it shouldn't be legal and that we need to overturn Roe v. Wade are trying to control women's bodies and are trying to punish people for having sex because they know that any mistress they're having sex with is going to be able to afford an abortion, and that, you know, keeping poor women from having access to birth control and abortion isn't going to impact them.
I like it because it seems like a protest that is not aggressive, that it's supporting a view that I agree with, and it's also done in a way that, like, I think it seems nice, and the woman seems cheerful, and no one is yelling at anybody. They're just, like, there with fun signs.
Notice how the participants hardly even paid any attention to the fact that the second image was actually a connotative sign of the original image, the denotative sign, the Make America Great Again hat, which, as you saw in the video, in itself is a connotative sign of another denotative sign. This is a glimpse into how the network of semiotics plays into our everyday lives, and we don't even notice it. Let me ask you this. What would you think if I'm in this outfit? What if I'm in this outfit? Do you expect me to start teaching you about something? Barthes wasn't afraid to admit when his theory was wrong and when he had made mistakes. In fact, he was known for constantly adapting his theory to new findings. Signs are everywhere, in our stores, in our phones, in our news feeds. Meaning and purpose weigh heavily on our hearts as humans, which is why the theory of semiotics has had such a profound impact on the way we view our world.